everyone, and welcome back to another episode of my Sims 4 Covenant Legacy Challenge. My name is Ronald the Simmer, and this is Season 3, Episode 15. Soon after the wedding of Mother Serhara, tragedy struck. Her father had died, a loyal concubine to Queen Elodie and husband to Tris Persephone. His funeral will be held at Elodie Castle, and Essence laid to rest with the other concubines. He may have remarried, but he was a royal consort first. His mother, the aged High Lady Clara, his daughter, the Mother Seer, Princess Hera, Tris Persephone, his wife, and finally his twins were all present, close family members to the past one. Clara, however, was dealing with this in an entirely different way. She always knew when she took that potion she would forever remain frozen in time, but she didn't realize truly how much time had passed. Her baby boy was dead. Hera wasn't close with her father, she was more close with her grandmother, but he was her father at the end of the day, and she did care for him. She regretted the loss of time. However, once the mourning was done, the family would come out for festivities. Before Lady Clara could even make it to the ballroom, she was bombarded by Lady Jaleesa. Disrespectfully, she had on mourning colors. It's a witch's norm that only close family members wear black, but Jaleesa made an excuse saying how Lamont was her nephew. After all, her brother is married to Clara. She wanted to show her utmost respect. Clara saw through this, however, feeling an intimidating tension with Jaleesa and a want for something. She would pray for Clara, giving her blessings and goodwill, telling her that Gaia and her saints give the Passage One strength to lead the dead, only to ask in the end, "How did you do it?" Clara paused, then quickly realized, "You mean to be immortal," she stated. Jaleesa would agree, telling Clara how she needed this and her help would be greatly appreciated. But Clara turned her head, voicing, "I could never give the daughter of Giselle that much power. I don't deserve this much power. You will live to see everyone around you die. It's torture. Leave me." Jaleesa, however, wouldn't take no for an answer, telling Clara, "If you don't help me, I'll figure it out myself. My mother may have been a warlock toward the end of her life, but she was a powerful witch mostly." These words hung heavy in the air for Clara. Her fear of the Sonnets was growing again, and in Clara's head, immortality wasn't something they should hold. Before she would celebrate her son's death, she would search for Royal Lady Thea, the granddaughter to her former ally, Audra, asking for aid. Clara herself was quite tired of court politics, but she would leave it in the hands of the Crescents. She would tell Thea of Giselle's plans and urge her how it could not happen. Thea agreed. The Crescents didn't want another Giselle, and maybe Jaleesa isn't that, but no one was certain. And so Thea held information and waited for the right time to tell Queen Moira. Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode. Right now we're at the funeral party of Master Lamont Magana. He, of course, has passed away last episode. And right now we have most of the family. Well, we do have, I think, all of the family of Lamont here, besides his brothers. I didn't invite them because I didn't want that many Sims in my household. But we're going to pretend that they are here for the game's sake. For the story's sake. But we do have his twins here, Tris Irida and Lady Indira. She's a high lady of, I forget her castle's name. But you guys get the gist. She's landed and she is a high lady. Which is one of Persephone's daughters. Persephone, which is his now widowed wife, is also here. She's always in the household anyway. And then we of course have Princess Hera. She's left her husband Lord Fenris at home, the Lord Father. She's left Fenris back at home, but she's traveled here for the funeral of her father. And we also have Lady Clara. She's also left her husband Luca back at home. Her son Julian. I think he's actually in the castle, but he's not in the household. Dorian is still at home as well. Like, she left a lot of the family at home, but her children, her granddaughters, Indira and Irida are here. Hera, the people that were more closer to Lamont, they are all here. And as you guys saw in the beginning of the episode, there was a lot of things happening. Um, I'm sorry if I do sound a little bit under the weather. I was partying last night, and my head, I have a big migraine right now. So I do apologize if I'm being a little slow. I'm actually setting my timer right now. But yes, as you guys saw in the beginning of the episode, there was a lot of things that did happen. Um, the one story in particular did happen. Of course, we had the funeral. Oh, look at the princess and the queen over here talking. Isn't that adorable? We had the queen. Well, not the queen. The queen barely was in the beginning. She wasn't, I think, at all in the beginning of the episode. But we did have Lady Clara, and of course, things are hitting Clara really bad right now, guys, because as we all know, she's an immortal woman, and you know, she Clara, guys. I don't know if you guys remember, but I definitely remember. She was very much in love with her husband Otis. I'm pretty sure his name was, or was it Otto? Oh, his name was Lord Otis. So this was her first husband, and she loved him a great deal. She was very much in love with him, and she lost him at a pretty young age, because he was an older man. But she did lose him at a young age, and he died of old age. And she had, of course, 3 kids with him. Um, but that was like her first loss. And then, of course, she had her daughter was on the opposing side of the war, when Arwen and Moira were going to war with one another, and Clarabella ended up dying for treason for supporting basically Arwen and Nadine. And now, um, her older children, they're all dying off, and she only has one child left born from her and her husband Otis, and it's Julian now, because her eldest boy, I'm pretty sure Lamont was her eldest kid too. He has passed away from old age. And I don't think Clara really thought about it at the time about how this would affect her if she did become immortal, like losing all of her family. But I definitely do think it's affecting her now. And, you know, I think that she's realizing that, well, I think she's always known that this was probably going to happen, but I don't think it really set within her spirit that, oh my God, I'm getting old. I mean, I'm getting older, and my children, they're also getting older, but they are aging, and I'm not. And I think it's really hitting her the fact that her family is essentially dying off one by one. And then of course we ran into Jaleesa, who very disrespectfully, guys, wore black, in honor of her basically her nephew technically, because yeah, he's her nephew by marriage due to the fact that um her brother Luca is now remarried off to High Lady Clara, the previous Lady Alchemist, and I think at one point Lady Clara was also a Lady Hand. But the point is, right now, guys, she disrespectfully wore black, and I think the main reason why our Lady Alchemist right here did this is because, I guess, to try to like get closer to Clara, in my belief, but also to kind of try to like intimidate her in a way as well. Like, is somebody fighting? No, it's just Prince Victor and Sienna playing, which is so cute. Oh, he's such a good granddad. I am planning on giving Victor a makeover by I think once this episode ends, I'm definitely going to give him a makeover because I think it's time for that. He still looks he still looks the same since he's been married to since he was married to Queen Elodie. So I think I'm gonna give him a makeover as well, make him look more appropriate. But look at the queen talking to her children here, Pluto and Princess Orlin. They still hate each other. My God, maybe the queen got her children over here to kind of have a deeper conversation about being siblings and brotherhood, and sisterhood, keeping your siblings close. Maybe she doesn't want. Maybe she senses attention with her children, and she's trying to kind of quell it down just a bit, and reassuring her kids, being a mother. Oh, I just love Moira, guys. Don't you all love Moira? She's such a nice, attentive parent. But yes, guys, Jaleesa, she has her issues, and of course, I feel like she, at the same time of trying to kind of be nice or trying to get closer to the Magana, she was also trying to intimidate them, because it's custom for only close family members to basically wear black. And Jaleesa is not a close family member. She is a distant relative, and not even related to them technically, because she's only close to them through marriage. So it was a very disrespectful move for her to do that, and Clara saw right through that. And then the Jaleesa started asking questions, like, giving her condolences, trying to put on a safe face for Clara, and then she went straight into, how did you do it? And it was about immortality, and Clara immediately picked up on that. And she doesn't like this idea. And I'm gonna give you guys a refresher on Clara's personality. She's athletic. She's family oriented. She's self assured, perfectionist, unflirty, and paranoid. So as I love Clara so much, and I do remember that she was not the most flirty person. It did take me a while to get her and Otis acquainted, but I just don't think that she. I don't think that she hates love. I think that she definitely did love her husband Otis. Like that was somebody that she did love. I just think that she's not the most romantic person. So she's not the most flirty person. She like unlike Princess Hera, for example. I don't think she cares so much for love, but I do think that Clara cares about love because she's a family oriented person. Like these two traits mashed together, it just makes sense to me. She's just not the most. She's not the most. She's not good with romantic things, and that's okay. But one thing I do want to point out in particular is that she's paranoid, and I say this, guys, because even though they defeated Giselle, she's long dead, and she's gone. I do feel like Clara has always in the back of her mind, deep down in her heart, felt like the Sonnets, for example, they are too dangerous. They are not to be trusted. Um, and I think she just never outright said that because Jaleesa, from what she's seen, has been somewhat of a good, loyal person to Queen Moira. She even supported Moira in the war, so I think Clara kind of put aside her own paranoia against the Sonnets, but she was in a time where Giselle basically terrorized the court and she ruled the court like through her own intrigues. And Clara and Audra, they tried to basically combat that with their own spy network and trying to take down Giselle themselves because Giselle was trying to take them down. Um, and so Clara lived in a very paranoid time, trying to make sure that she survived. She was always on her toes, I feel, and she was always scared that she may be executed for false claims. And so I think that having the knowledge that Giselle is trying to make herself immortal, she just sees this as another power grab from the daughter of Giselle. This is very dangerous to her. She doesn't want this to happen. And the crazy part is, she's told Thea here to kind of relay this information. Where is Thea? She's told Thea here to relay this information to Queen Moira in hopes that whatever Giselle's planning on doing, trying to win over immortality, will be stopped by basically maybe Queen Moira will have reason and just be like, no, you cannot do this. This goes against the balance of Gaia. We live and we die and we go into the arms of Gaia when we pass away. We are one with the angels and Gaia themselves, her saints, you know? And so, essentially, essentially, she's hoping and telling Thea, um, she won't be in the middle of it because I mean, her kind of telling on somebody else for trying to do immortality is kind of a hypocrite move on her part because she's immortal, so she wouldn't want to put herself out there, um, and make it seem like like she doesn't want to put herself out there and then she's in trouble herself for being immortal. Um, but instead of getting herself to do it, she's kind of told Thea, trying to get the Crescents are a long ally to the Magana. So, in doing so, she's kind of helping Thea get a bit in Moira's good graces and trying to get Thea to basically tell the Queen about what Jaleesa is planning without having to involve basically Clara because she doesn't want attention being put on her. She doesn't want that because if she does, then it's going to become a problem that Clara is immortal. And then there might be law sanctioning immortality. So essentially, she's trying to get Thea to do it. And in Thea's mind, I think that she's eager to essentially tell the queen. I mean, I think she's going to keep it to herself for a little bit because I don't think that she wants to immediately tell the queen, come over here and dance, my love. You're just standing over here. Do I have autonomy on? I should have it on. I do. She's just staying over here. She's probably thinking long and hard about the outcomes that may happen. But yeah, the prince, the not the princess, the royal lady here, she is definitely. I think she wants to kind of tell on Jaleesa because I do remember in the beginning of this reign, the crescents and the crescents and the sonnets were having a bit of tension. And I don't think Jaleesa is very fond, or I don't think Thea is very fond of Jaleesa because like their families, um, they aren't rivaling anymore at this point in time. But they have a history of rivaling, and I don't think that Thea thinks too fondly of the Sonnets because of what happened to her own grandmother Audra. She's been told the stories of Giselle and the horrors of her grandmother Audra being executed for false rumors, and she more so sees the Sonnets as one and the same. And hearing this news about her trying to become immortal, I'm sorry for all my stuttering, guys. I'm kind of excited right now. But having to know that she's trying to make herself immortal, I think that Thea is very trying to be very cautious of Jaleesa. Like, she doesn't hate Jaleesa, but I don't think that she is the best of fans of the Sonnets either as a whole. And so I believe that she's definitely going to go ahead and tell the queen, just not immediately, because she wants to ensure. I think this is also like a power move on Thea's part. Like, she's trying to ensure that her family gets back on top. I mean, the Crescents, they're not as powerful as they were doing. I'm gonna say Elodie's reign or even Queen Orleans' reign. They're kind of in the back burner right now, especially because their High Lady isn't even on the council. She's at. I mean, the Crescents, they are pretty rich. They are a very renowned family. But I think that the Sonnets are doing better than them right now, and I definitely think that the Maganas are. I think that the Crescents, they are still a very prestigious household, but they're not getting nearly as enough attention as the Sonnets are, or even the Queen's sisters or her aunt, for example, Princess Celestia, who's created her own cadet branch. So the Crescents, though they are a very prestigious house, one of the Queen's children is Thea's nephew. They're just not as powerful as they were during the first two reigns of the queen. And so I think Thea is kind of hoping by basically being loyal to her good cousin here and telling her what the Jalisa is planning, considering that they don't really agree with immortality. I think that she feels as if maybe the queen will reward her. And I think that the queen probably would. Jalisa has felt a calling within the realms, and it is very important for her to embrace her true nature and bridge between worlds, embrace the change. She's mystical. Now, I kind of interpret mystical to being religious, and so I'm trying to debate here. Would Thea become religious? In the court like Moira's, I believe that she would. And I'm going to say that because Moira has she's kind of put her whole life with Gaia. I would say, like, trying to live up to Gaia's expectations and the teachings of Gaia. Trying to become a pure witch by getting rid of her vampirism. All of these things very much matter. And so I think that it probably would rub off the, especially if she's trying to climb in the ladder of power. So I think she will become religious. I think that that's something that's very possible for our Lady Stewardess. I wonder if we paid the bills, because I have a feeling that we didn't. And look at me, I was totally right. So let me go ahead and allow access to Lady Thea, and then I'm gonna get her to come over here and pay these bills. So I definitely do think after this funeral, Thea is gonna have a sit down with Queen Moira, and she's gonna go ahead and tell her what her plans are essentially. Well, she's gonna tell Jaleesa what she's gonna tell Moira what Jaleesa's plans are essentially. Um, and hopefully the Queen, and hopes of for Thea, hopefully she does something about it and is upset. Actually, guys, I think I will end the party here because it's been going on for quite a while. They've been here since the morning. So I'm gonna go ahead and unlock all of these rooms. I'm gonna get Thea to use the restroom, and then she can go ahead and pay the bills because I noticed that her bladder is in the gutter. I don't even think I ever showed you guys this room, but just so you guys can know, since Victor has moved back inside the house, apologies for my phone. Since Victor has moved back inside of the household, I did give him his own bed chambers, considering he is the prince father. I don't know if I showed you guys this formally, But since he's the prince father, he deserves his own chambers, especially because he's not in the harem. Usually, especially when Elodie was alive, I put Lord Soren within the harem, and maybe when Mistress Elaine passes away, that might happen for him. But he lives in a castle for right now, so I gave him his own bedchambers, right next to his daughters. I thought it was very appropriate. So like, there's a door leading into her chambers, and so the prince father has his own chambers again. He has a rocking chair if he, in case he wants to take care of his grandkids and things of that nature. So yeah. I just wanted to go ahead and point that out. Let's come back over here to Thea, and she can come over here to pay the bills of the household because this is her job as the lady stewardess. Leave Arwen alone. But I do want to say a few things, guys. I have been looking at the new Sims 4 expansion pack that's about to come out, Royalty and Legacy, I think it's called. And I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't like too excited about it at first because like I don't know, The Sims is just it's a mess. And I'm not too happy about the current state of my favorite game. And I most of the time they're just looking for money grabs and stuff like that. So I just wasn't too excited at first for it, but the more I thought about it, and like when I looked at the trailer for it, because I didn't even look at the trailer for it when it first came out. It took me a while, but when I looked at the trailer, I was genuinely kind of excited because like I don't know if you guys noticed, but I'm pretty sure some of you have, but I've deleted my royalty my and the reason why I've done that is because I mean it's a oh no, Princess Arwen aged up, which is Princess Hestia's daughter. Oh, I'm sorry, Arwen. Let me see how she looks. I'm so sorry, Arwen. I'm gonna give her a makeover. Um, because yeah, since I'm going to give her a makeover, I might as well go ahead and give Prince Victor his makeover as well. I'm not gonna do it just yet because I kind of want to continue talking about what I was just talking about. But where's Thea? So I can go back to her. She's paying bills. Um, but yes, guys, I definitely I have become more excited about it because um the royalty mod is very good and everything of that nature, but like it causes a lot of like issues within my game because it's like a large mod, and like I don't know, and I don't like to update my mods often, so it gets to a point where it might start to crash my game and things of that nature. So I deleted it, and it's been a while since I had it in my game. It's a really good mod, but it creates a lot of problems over time. And so I think I'm gonna be happy about this new royalty mod, and I might alter my rules according to this new pack. Um, I don't know how this pack will work because I haven't seen a gameplay trailer for it. Um, I just know that there's gonna be actual kings and queens that you can play with and actually create in other kingdoms. So basically, like with other worlds using crossplay, you can create other kingdoms and stuff like of that nature. I wonder if you could have like more than one king and queen in one world because that's kind of what Andarian is. Because it's like a world broken into three kingdoms. So I wonder if they're gonna be able to do that because it'll make for some interesting stories like a fractured realm or something of that nature. And I think it'll make for like diplomacy aspects of my challenge to be more fun and stuff like that because there will actually be other reigning monarchs out there that will function like actual kings and queens. And so yeah, I think I'm definitely gonna look into the expansion pack because I think that it'll add some like really good gameplay and storytelling inside the family. And I think I'm really if the pack is like something that I want, and when I look at the gameplay trailer and it's like calling my name, I'm going to get it. And I'm going to I'm probably going to base the rules off of that new pack, well, not base it off of it, but alter it so that it can coincide. And so we might have some new rules depending on how good this pack is. Because I'm not going to get it if it's ass. I'm just not doing it because I've already spent like over $1,000 on this game over the course of years just by buying packs. It's just this game is very expensive, and then it's always broken. So it's just It's very aggravating. Okay, guys, so we are back, and right now, High Lady, not High Lady, but Royal Lady Thea, because she has not inherited her mother's titles yet, she is telling the Queen what she has learned about High Lady Jalisa, the Lady Alchemist. And I think that she's not gonna outright tell the Queen, but she's gonna kind of like sugarcoat it, and not, I wouldn't say sugarcoat it, but she's gonna slowly tell the Queen about what's going on. And I think that she's going to tell her, um, my Queen, I have some news to tell you, and Jalisa is planning to make herself immortal. I think she just will kind of slowly tell the Queen, and I think the Queen would process it. I think she's probably just a little bit confused on what's going on, just a little bit. And I don't think that she would outright get mad about this, but she'll be like, immortality? Why would she want to become immortality? Why would she want to become immortal? I think Thea would say, who knows? But it's unnatural. We shouldn't allow this to go on, my queen. As your humble servant, as your cousin, as a royal lady, it would go against the ways of Gaia to allow this to go on, to allow for Jalisa to make herself immortal. And I think she would obviously very much, uh, because she's more religious now, she would definitely sit there and harp on the fact that Gaia would not want this. This goes against the ways of our goddess. This is not. It's not. It isn't right. Essentially, is what Thea would tell the queen. And I feel as if Moira, I think she would hesitate at first, and then she would be like, "You're right. This shouldn't go on." Um, Thea, you are so right. We should not allow for things like this to go on. We shouldn't allow for immortality to run rampant. We already have Lady Clara walking about, and now we're gonna have Jaleesa. It shouldn't go on. It should not go on. Um, and I think she's going to tell Thea that she's going to have a talk with her Lady Alchemist about her plans, and how what she is doing is illegal against the laws of their goddess. It goes against the ways, the teachings of Gaia and her saints. It goes against the ways of the passage ones. How will the passage ones be able to basically take your soul up into the heavens of Gaia if you aren't able to die? And I think Thea would even murmur the words abomination. I think that she would definitely say those things, and agree with Thea that this should not go on. And so, definitely, guys, by the next episode, we will have a talk with Jaleesa. She's going to definitely have a talk with Jaleesa and tell her about her plans, and basically tell her she cannot do it. And we're going to see basically how Jaleesa reacts to all of these things, and what outcomes may happen from essentially her being told no on the immortality. And I think the queen, even with her finding out that Jaleesa is trying to become immortal, I don't think that she would sit there and not even mention the fact that she has a feeling that her twins are vampires. I think she would basically confront Jaleesa about that in the same moment. She will tell her that, I think my daughter and my son, my twins, they are not as pure as you said they would be. And so there's gonna be a few things that happen next episode, guys. It's not gonna happen this episode because I'm trying to make my episodes more shorter, so they're more accessible for you guys, and I can pump out more episodes. I might try to record another one tomorrow. Um, but definitely by the next episode, we are going to discuss the things that is going on with Jaleesa. The queen is not going to hold back, especially with knowing that she's trying to make herself immortal. I think this is giving her reason to basically confront Jaleesa, because at first she wanted to confront Jaleesa about her twins, and it was unknown to the queen if her daughter and if the twins were actually vampire or not. They would just have to wait. She was waiting until a certain thing happened with her daughter, and her son. Maybe they, bit too hard on her, something like that. She was waiting for something to happen to see if they had like a vampiric instinct in them. But I think that with knowing now that Jaleesa is trying to make herself immortal, she's going to definitely air her grievances out to Jaleesa and ask her if her cure actually worked, or if it was just, you know, a plan basically for her to make the Odina dynasty crumble. I think the queen would think that extreme because of just of her insecurities. You know, she's not a person who's very secure within herself, and so she would look into things a lot more deeper than what they actually are. And just as we all know, Jaleesa, she definitely wouldn't have done that. I don't think that she is trying to like sabotage the queen, but I think the queen, if she thinks that if she knows that now Jaleesa is trying to make herself immortal, right? And on top of it all, she believes that Jaleesa didn't actually cure her of her basically her affliction, and her twins were born possibly being vampire. I think the queen would think that Jaleesa is becoming dangerous and trying to sabotage her. We'll just have to see what happens next episode. But Moira is not too happy about this right now. She's actually going to bed because of this. Like, oh my gosh, she must be really upset. She's probably going to sleep on it and think about what's happening. She invited, of course, Jaleesa into her chambers to have a deeper conversation, which was nice of her, and brought her up to the balcony of her bedchamber too, which is very intimate. So that was very nice of Queen Moira. Maybe we should get Thea to come clean up all this mess, but she's gonna go ahead and leave the queen, let her rest. The queen is gonna definitely thinking about this right now, and I think before Moira went to sleep, she probably would have told Thea, "Thank you for telling me this information. Thank you for being such a loyal person to me and coming to me about something that would harm our queendom and the teachings of Gaia." I definitely do think that the queen would mention that to her lady stewardess here, thanking Thea for basically all that she has done, bringing this to her attention essentially. So it looks like Thea is on the right track, guys. It looks like she's definitely on the right track. Before I do go, I kind of want to show you all the makeovers that I've given. Well, I guess I'll show you guys Arwen's makeover next episode. She's still sleeping, but I'll definitely show you all Prince Victor's makeover. So I definitely have given him a makeover. He's had a goatee most of his life since he's basically become a young adult. So I decided to like give him a beard that's more kept because I think that Victor is a little conceited as a person. Like he's not narcissistic, of course. Like he's a very emotional and emotionally intelligent person, and he's very kind in my opinion. But I do think that I think that he knows he's handsome, and so he tries to keep up with his appearance in any way possible. And he has a beard now. He's let his beard grow out, but it's definitely more kept. His hair is not as long. He did cut it a little bit, but it's still pretty. He still has pretty long hair. He just cut it a little bit, and make it look more trim. This is now his party and his formal wear. I gave him the party and formal wear that all married princes have. So he was a married prince, so I decided to just give him that party outfit. This is his new everyday wear as well. So he has taken on the full colors of House Odina. He's kind of leaving his family in the past, the Strahds. I think that's exactly what's going on with Victor. I think he's dedicating his life to his daughter now, and so he's kind of becoming an Odina. Not kind of, he is an Odina. He was married into the family, and I'm surprisingly never changed his last name back to Strahd. So I think Victor. I think Victor is quite comfortable living in his queendom as long as his daughters are around. And so he's kind of taking on that blue color to kind of rep basically his daughter's family. And so tell me guys what you think about his new outfit. I loved it. This is like kind of a Borders Gate inspired outfit, but I really do love it. And I think I gave him another outfit, or I did keep one of his black outfits, his everyday wear. I did keep one of them because I do feel like his colors are black technically, and I think he sometimes wants to wear them. But in his full everyday wear, he's definitely going to start repping his daughter's colors a lot more often. And I think that's about it. Oh, I did change his winter wear. So this is what he wears in his winter wear, and I think I'm gonna start doing this for like all royal males. Give them different winter wears from like noble males, to kind of differentiate them a little bit better. Because this is what princes who are not married wear in their formal wears. So I might have to see the type of wear they will wear when they're in there. I might just do the opposite of the married princes. Give them the winter wears that the married princes use. You'll see it when it happens. Is I don't want to confuse you all, but yes, guys, this is basically the end of the episode. I wanted to keep it short and sweet for you all. Hopefully it was short and sweet because I kind of stopped timing myself after I cut. But anyway, guys, my name is Ronald the Simmer, and I will see you all next time. Bye bye.